For centuries, explorers have searched the ocean floor for remnants of forgotten civilizations, looking for the myths buried in the deep. Off the coast of the Bahamas lies a sprawling formation of seemingly perfect rectangular stones scattered across the seabed. Observers quickly pointed to their straight edges and uniform alignments, claiming they were the hand-carved streets of the lost city of Atlantis. Geologists, however, have examined these formations and found no evidence of human tools or engineering. The origin of these stones is entirely natural. This diagram shows what happens to solid sheets of sedimentary beach rock as the seabed shifts beneath them. Natural stress causes the continuous rock to crack into distinct block-like pieces along an orderly grid. Over thousands of years, the relentless friction of ocean currents and shifting sands wears down the sharp edges of the fractures, leaving behind smooth, separate blocks that mimic the look of ancient cobblestones. The visual symmetry of these stones makes it easy to overlook the geological evidence. When the tide pulls back, it is far easier to see a man-made road than a million-year-old fracture. Yet, while we construct elaborate fantasies out of natural geology, we overlook the historically documented figures who achieved legendary status in plain sight. This is India in the early 20th century. The daily lives of millions of people moving through stations like this one were heavily controlled by the machinery of the British Empire. Imperial control was maintained through constant physical enforcement. Mounted soldiers and armed officers suppressed dissent, ensuring the colonial grip on the local population remained absolute. While the Bimini roadstones offer only an illusion of greatness, this era produced a reality that terrified the British establishment. A young man named Bhagat Singh. His story demonstrates how a legacy is built through a series of deliberate, conscious sacrifices. The shift in his resistance followed a specific event. British police assaulted the respected Indian leader Lala Lajpat Rai during a protest. The injuries Rai sustained led directly to his death. The lack of accountability for the violence against a prominent elder radicalized Singh. He swore to exact a price for the killing. Operating with fellow revolutionaries, Singh calculated a response and successfully assassinated the British officer John Saunders. Retaliation was complete, but Singh immediately recognized its limitations. Striking a single officer did nothing to dismantle the structural power of the empire itself. He concluded that while weapons can remove individual figures of authority, achieving total liberation would require the political awakening of the entire Indian populace. This vast circular structure is the Central Legislative Assembly in Delhi. In 1929, Singh and his ally Batukeshwar Dutt selected this center of imperial governance as their next target. They entered the public gallery overlooking the active session and hurled explosives down onto the chamber floor, filling the corridors with smoke and chaos. The devices were carefully constructed and aimed away from the occupied seats. The historical record confirms their design was intentionally non-lethal. No one was killed. The explosion was a calculated theatrical strike. As they scattered leaflets into the chamber, they declared their purpose was to make the deaf hear the organized demands of the revolution. They did not attempt to flee. Singh stood his ground in the smoke, calmly turning himself in to the authorities and displaying total fearlessness before imperial law. By orchestrating his own capture, Singh shed the label of an invisible fugitive. He weaponized his ensuing trial, using the courtroom as a public platform to articulate the intellectual framework of Indian independence. Stripped of his freedom, Singh faced the severe, unsanitary confines of the colonial prison system. He immediately launched a massive hunger strike, refusing all food to protest the discriminatory conditions and demanding that Indian political prisoners be granted the same rights as their British counterparts. The administration attempted force-feeding and severe discipline, yet his resolve held firm over weeks of physical deterioration and starvation. He proved that the ultimate strength of a revolutionary movement relies not on the arms they carry, but on the suffering they are willing to endure once those arms are taken away. The colonial courts handed down their final verdict. On March 23, 1931, Bhagat Singh, alongside his comrades Rajguru and Sukhdev, were executed by hanging. He was exactly 23 years old. At an age where most young adults are just beginning to chart the course of their lives, his timeline reached its end. According to multiple historical accounts, Singh did not walk to the gallows in despair. He approached his execution with a documented, genuine smile on his face. He met death on his own terms, maintaining control over his narrative until his final breath. Decades later, people still spend fortunes dragging sonar equipment across the ocean floor in search of imaginary cities, while the documented actions of Bhagat Singh visibly shifted the trajectory of a continent. Look at the scale of the crowds in the streets following his death. The execution of a 23-year-old moved millions of citizens into active defiance. His willingness to die validated the cause, providing the intense, unignorable spark needed to fuel the broader fight against British rule. The natural fractures of the Bimini Road will eventually be ground into sand by the tide. The courage of a 23-year-old facing the gallows has outlived the empire that condemned him. Bhagat Singh died young, but his spirit echoes through the generations in the immortal rally cry of his movement, Inquilab Zindabad.